I want to tell you the story of Mrs. Amazing and the Seed. At a time when belief in anything out of the ordinary is not tolerated, Faye and Frank Faltzum are daring to be different, determined to guide their 4 free-spirited children on a risky quest to enter the mysterious and mystical realm known only to them as wonder. They attract the malicious attentions of the sinister Ms. Imperia Beasley, director of the local grown-up factory, where helpless children are conformed to the prescribed order as their imaginations are crushed. When one of Faye's wacky schemes to help her kids discover wonder precipitates a predicament that threatens to tear their family apart, a bold act of belief catapults the Faltzums into a bizarre and often comical world in which they experience the energy of a strange and overwhelming life force. Just when they begin to understand its compelling power and beauty, the family learns they must return home to face a heartbreaking crisis. A crisis that may result in their teenage daughter losing wonder forever. This is the story of Mrs. Amazing and the Seed, a book that appeals to kids as young as 7 and all the way to 70. I met kids that engaged and encountered Mrs. Amazing and her mystical world who went crazy, all the way from 7, 10, 12, 14, and above. They wanted to hear the story, and when they did, it touched each and every one of them in a different way. But now I want you to know where Mrs. Amazing came from. She floated in my head, and I saw a wacky, curly, redhead, crazy woman who was not content to let her kids conform and be suppressed by elite powers. She and her husband, Frank, dared to do something very different. But I wasn't sure what was going to happen, or who she was, or why I should even care. And then one day I sat down to write, and all of a sudden she appeared on the page, weeping in her bedroom, late at night, as the family's hound dog snored and her husband rolled over on top of her as she thought about her life and what was at stake in the wee hours of the morning. You see, her eldest daughter, Constance, had come into the home to tell her she no longer believed in wonder anymore. Constance's imagination had been crushed. How could this have happened to Mrs. Amazing, who had risked everything to protect her children's imaginations, the one thing she wanted to do more than anything else? And yet there she is in the middle of the night, realizing that her oldest daughter may never, ever experience wonder again. And as I began to write, the characters came off the page. There's Constance, the oldest, who tries so hard to do everything okay, be the best, take care of everyone, perform. And then there are the twin boys, Chance and Charleston. Charleston, the artist. Charleston, the introvert. Charleston, the cello player. Charleston, the nerd. And his twin brother, Chance, who blows things up just to see how they work. Can't wait to throw mischief into any situation. And then there's Chief, the little freckled, toothless redhead who's the boss of everybody and refuses to be left out. Together, this wonky, daring, endearing family, along with their dad, who gives up everything to make a space for them to explore unknown realms that no one believes in anymore. This family risks everything to be different. And just when they are on the edge of getting to the secret mystical realm of wonder, everything falls apart. Yeah, that's what happens. And somehow they make the break and experience things that they never thought possible. But in the meantime, there's so much at risk. What will happen when they return to face the sinister invasion of Ms. Imperia Beasley, the director of the Grown Up Factory, who doesn't want anyone to color outside the lines and wants everyone to conform to the prescribed order. What will happen if they have to face her? Will they be able to come back and deal with the reality of their world? Is wonder a place that they can really believe in? These are the questions the book asks, and it asks it from the point of view of the 7-year-old, and the 12-year-old brothers, and the 15-year-old daughter, and the mom, and the dad, and the lady who feels the need to control everything. And let me tell you something, there is a place for you in this book. I want you to follow along with me in my next video while I begin to show you pictures from Wonder and let you experience some of the sights and sounds that this story has to offer you right where you are.